So today we are going to discuss about another topic which is about fertilization. So let's say it will be a basic, like a very short video. We only need to see what will happen when fertilization will occur. So it occurs in so many ways, and there are so many things we need to notice. First thing, we know we have three layers of uterus, and that all. Fertilization, like you might have seen the structure of ovary, or I can make that. Hopefully it will be clear. Here we have fallopian tube, like cilia like a structure as well, fimbriae. Here comes the ovum. So as we know, every month there will be an alternate process of both, and I'm sure it will be clear. Then comes the next part. Fertilization will occur when this ovum will go inside. How? As like if I just ask you, is that ovum motile or non-motile? So so the answer for this question is it is non-motile, of course, because only like sperm is going to be motile in our human body, and even that's only in the male, otherwise not in female. So ovum is non-motile basically. So how it move from here to here main part. So there's so many things. First thing, here you will see kind of a structure called as ciliated epithelium. Ciliated structure is present in this, so this will help. Of course we know cilia, which always help to push and to allow for movement. So this ovum will be go from here, then it will reach over here and again to this one part. So first thing, this fertilization which mainly take place to the ampulla region. Ampulla, so we have three parts like ampulla. So ampulla is like this region. The first one, here you'll see what we called as infundibrium. I'm not writing entire spelling. Here comes the second ampulla where fertilization will take place, and the first one you'll see called as isthmus, which is also not very much important, but still I'm writing isthmus. So what you'll see, first thing you'll see would be after fertilization will occur when the egg will come over here. When an egg will come here through vagina and penis and all, so sperm will come and get fused here. So fertilization is simply fusion of sperm to ovum and through vagina, of course. So that's called as fertilization. So I'm sure it will be clear. Then till here the first week of fertilization gets done. So if I just write a definition, the definition which you'll see would be called as haploid nucleus. When haploid nucleus of what? Haploid nucleus of sperm. As we know, sperm is going to be ejected to ovum body, like ovum to female body. So haploid nucleus of what? Of sperm when get fused to what? Get fused to ovum nucleus. Ovum, these both systems together, in that the result will form of what? The result will be zygote. So zygote is formed by fertilization of ovum and sperm. I'm sure to be clear. Then comes the few important points. How many sperm usually go? So a basic question, we have 200 sperms, like 200 to 300 million sperms goes to body and that get entered. So when that get entered, what will happen? So there's a membrane. Here comes the membrane. This the structure of what? This is the structure of morula, like not parts right now, but morula is simply when there are 16 cells together. How it's like when once 2 cells, 4 cells, and 8 cells, and 16 cells combined, they form morula, which are not tightly packed, they're quite loose with each other. So they have 200 sperm which will go and enter here. The membrane of this morula called as zona pellucida. So zona pellucida, which is also important from Corinthos, like zona pellucida, which is the outer covering. So here could be a question like as I mentioned, there will be 200 to 300 sperms. So how is that possible? Only one sperm get fused. So as I'm telling you, here's the not monula, but here's morula structure, which have membrane called as anapellucidia. So what will happen? Morula have 16 cells. What will happen? There will be one, if one, like this is a sperm, so one sperm is going to get fused, so the outer membrane which will become weak. Why? Just because we have ZP3 receptor. So zona bacteria which have ZP3 receptor, they catch that, they are like, they recall, they are also part of human cells. Like, of course we know sperm is going to come because they detect that's a human. Of course we cannot insert animal sperm, of course we cannot do that. So ZP3 receptor are those which tell, which are like simply recalling. So they will recall that yes, this is the human sperm, we are okay, we can take this. So when one sperm is going to be ejected, so this zona pellucidea and this ZP receptor become like die or are not completely able, uh, because acrosome, which is the first part of sperm, acrosome which release enzymes and do such functions. This means ZP3 receptor which will become weak when the one time sperm has been ejected. So this means when different other sperms are coming, they cannot be ejected because the outer zona pellucidea is also going to be weak. That outer covering has been disappeared. Now only the first structure that have been gone into the body. Then what will happen? Then it will go to the ampulla region. Ampulla region is the second one, as I mentioned. First is ampulla, then the ampulla, and the third one, which is near to the vagina, called as thymus. So this all things happen during the first week of fertilization. Some short will be clear. Then comes the implantation, which is going to happen from second week to third week onwards. So we'll discuss that in the later video. For now, I'm sure it will be clear. So here I have one kind of picture, so which is, I'm not sure it's clear. So you can see um, you'll see here so many things. This is ovary, here this is getting fused, ovulation process is happening, oocyte is here, the day one which is taking fertilization, here fertilized egg which is zygote, which will go to the second part. So day one here is to start to day two. Here manila will happen. How? It's like first one which is oocyte, then it will become two cell stage. This means they have simply this type of structure called as blastocyst. After this we have 4 cells, then comes the 8 cell, and this continue. When it reaches to the day 6, here we'll get the structure of morula is simply about the 16 cells. Some shit will be clear. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.